Welcome to the 2019 REBNY PropTech Challenge finalist presentations in partnership with the MIPIM Startup Competition. This year's Architecture, Engineering, Construction, and Development category was sponsored by Silverstein Properties and AEC Tishman. The AEC and Development category is Adam Hengels from Parafin.
So we know this PropTech ecosystem is maturing because we're seeing more and more of the this for that analogy. We now have Airbnb for cars and WeWork for doctors. But we like to joke that Parafin is like Tinder, but for building designs. And that's because we use a natural selection algorithm where on our servers every day thousands of buildings are falling in love and making babies. This happens generation after generation after the designs are optimized. And I bet you didn't think when you came here this morning we'd be talking about the birds and the bees. So I'm Adam Hengels. I'm a real estate developer and co-founder of Parafin. And I've worked on billions of dollars worth of development projects, some even here in New York. And you know what drives me nuts? It's architects, because they take weeks, sometimes months, to get me designs when all I want to know is, what can I build on this site and can it make money? So of course my co-founder Brian is an architect, can't stand developers. But Brian's no ordinary architect. Brian is a computational design expert who's built software that's been used on some of the most complex projects in the world. So using computational design technology with the mindset of a real estate developer, we built Parafin, which is the first and only generative design platform specifically for real estate developers. I don't have a lot of time, so I'm going to really fly through the demo, but send me a text message and I'll send you a link to a demo video. Quickly, the first version of Parafin is for hotel projects. We're going to start a new project, select the site, the setbacks on that site. We're going to choose the hotel brand we'd like to test out, and within minutes we get thousands, sometimes millions of brand compliant designs, each with a budget and financial model. Now this is a process that would typically take an architect weeks or sometimes more months, using the old-fashioned way of doing things. Now, what we're doing with hotels is we're working with the major hotel chains to create a two-sided marketplace where the chains are paying us to load and host their design standards on Parafin. And then they mandate to developers who want to build hotels that they use Parafin. This creates a two-sided marketplace. And you might be wondering why hotels? Well, our goal here is to quickly capture and dominate one specific market space. We can do that very quickly by just working with a handful of the major hotel companies. And what we want to do is quickly go after other marketplaces where we think over the long run there's a $50 billion opportunity for artificially intelligent design, which is a significant portion of the global design services market. So, we're getting ready to announce launch alongside one of the largest hotel brands in the world. Developers, get ready, because this is a world where the fast eat the slow, and Parafin is here. Thank you.
Questions?
So in terms of Adam, it's basically you're automating a pro forma for the best possible sort of economic outputs.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yeah, we're optimizing for that developers' value creation.
Correct. Okay. And at the same time, with you're looking into the future for multifamily, industrial, and office. is the idea that you would also take similar, adjacent properties and other contextual values within the neighborhood and assemble a similar sort of pro forma for the best possible economic output? Or how do you see the future for other than hotels? Because hotels are, you're right, they're easy, not easy, but they're very tangible catch, but then how do you move on to a residential or an office building development?
Yeah, the approach is very similar, except it's not as prescriptive brand standards. So we would basically build algorithms with the rules that tell you how to design a residential building. And then as a developer inputs the site and constraints on that site, the algorithms take the rules and constraints and test all possible options.
Thank you.
It sounds like you're viewing the marketplace as a differentiating factor. I'm curious kind of how else you see yourself differentiating from other emerging players, and a space maker does this in the multifamily side. What else are you doing to differentiate yourself?
Well, we are a generative design platform that will give you designs in minutes. I mean, from what I understand of any other player in the space, they're dealing with things at a very heuristic level, where we're actually generating, conceptual and schematic designs.
Is there any licensing challenges with that when you're creating these designs? Are they generated from actual architects? How does that work from a licensing perspective? Or did I miss something?
The rules for how the algorithms design buildings come from us. We set those rules of how building designs are generated. In the case where we're partnering with the hotel brands, we work with the hotel brands to make sure that rules that are put into the platform are the rules that the hotel brands want.
Does the program actually build a model as well? And what is that? Can that go into different platforms or?
Yeah, actually, what's being generated is actually a Revit model, so we can export a Revit model, and we will be exploring the opportunity for developers and architects to actually download that Revit model and probably charge for that ability. But it is a BIM model.
Great job.